Welcome everybody to Introduction to Microsoft Social Listening. This is a tool that will help you from a marketing point of view that could be very beneficial through some products, through maybe name recognition, brand recognition, and we're kind of going to go through explain what the tool is, and then we'll kind of go through a little bit of demonstration and how it works. I've got some data in there so you can kind of see how some of the social listening aspects works in it. All right, so we'll go ahead and get started. So again, about me, for those who have not heard, my name is Stephen Jennings. I've been working with Dynamics for more than 5 years, focused in sales, marketing, service. I also have a strong .NET background. I am the CRM practice lead for the affiliated group, and I will be your presenter for today. All right, so leveraging social to grow your business. Basically what they're saying is today is a lot of companies will start searching, or even clients of yours, they're going to go through and they're going to start searching on the web before they even make a phone call for you. So with that in mind, you really have to make sure you have a good social presence, whether it's in the websites, whether it's blog entries, whether it's Facebook, Twitter. The more you can have out there, the better for your business, because a lot of places, I mean, think of it as you're buying a car. You're going to search the web before you ever walk into a dealership. You're going to know about the car, you're going to know about the company, you're going to do reviews, all that information you're going to grab before you even go into the place to do a test drive. Same thing with your business. Now, what this tool can do is this tool can help identify what people are saying about maybe a brand or your product or even about your company that could help you leverage more sales or help with customer service. So, all right, so how does the social listening work? The social listening tool will scour your network, the network that's out there. So whether it's Facebook, blog entries, webinars, videos, everything that's out there, and it's kind of predefined by Microsoft, so you don't really have a lot of control of where they search. You just can control what types of avenues you want to search. Of course, this is an example of how some of the search topics is, the buzzwords, what you're looking for, key things, and what you can be posting on. And the one thing as you work with social listening, it's not instantaneous. So as you start generating your key search items, you're not going to see it right then and there. You're going to see everything that starts posting that matches those from that point forward. So it might be a day or 12 hours or even a week later before you start to see data, because it doesn't go back into the history of everything. It's really from that point moving forward. What's really nice is you can start gaining an understanding of people's sentiments. Do they like what maybe you've talked about, or are they happy about what they posted, or are they neutral? Are they negative? So what you can do as people are talking about maybe a product, they can be like, I really would like to learn more about, Office 365. Great. They're super excited. You can reach out to them. That could end up being a lead. Or if you put in your own company name and you're like, well, they're not very happy with us because the customer service is pretty poor. Well, that would be a negative. So they post to Facebook. Guess what? You can then contact them and say, I noticed you had a negative reaction towards this. How can we turn that around? So where they're not really contacting you directly, they're contacting the web, and you don't want that lingering out there, because people might find that post and be like, well, all right, this person had a bad experience. I'm probably going to have a bad experience too. So you definitely have the opportunity to maybe turn that negative around as the post goes through. The sources can also be found in multiple languages. So if your brand stretches across multi-languages, you have that ability. So English, French, German, Spanish, Portuguese, whatever's out there, you can go across multiple languages as well. So we talked about replies to tweets about your products and services. So if someone's upset, you can retweet and maybe try to get them to change their mind. And as people see that, they can kind of be like, okay, they totally understand. You can also set up alerts on posts and trends that you care about. So as we go through, we start putting information on there. If there's something that you want to be alerted about, you can post the alert that says, whoa, this just came in. We need to be reactive on this based off what they're saying, because a lot of times if you're posting on Twitter, you have a short time span on how fast you should respond to them before maybe it goes a little viral, or who knows what happens. But it's a great way of alerting you as it goes through. And also, it's a way for you to get reactions without constantly checking the system. You can also get a world view of how you're trending. So if you do branch outside of the United States, you can kind of see where things would be approaching. If you want to maybe dive more into an area, you can dive more into that local area of where you're trending. This could be helpful because let's say you have a new product, and that new product you're wanting to maybe concentrate in the Columbus, Ohio area, because that's kind of where we're located. You could focus on ways of attacking that. So a lot of people are focusing and talking about it in the Columbus, Ohio area. Then you're like, great, I have some potential leads that I could start approaching. If they're talking about it, or they want to know more about Office 365, great. Now you have a brand new list of people that you may not have ever known that you can start possibly marketing to. Of course, what they talk about is respond quickly to customer posts, maximizing your chance of winning, stay on top of their needs, especially of offering one of your products. So let's say if they're interested in it, guess what? Maybe you could tweet about a new product or a new discount. Maybe you can send that tweet on to that person, or maybe post it to your Facebook that people are monitoring. If people are wanting some information, there's a great way of advertising based off customer needs. So that might help focus advertising efforts. Then you can also see how people respond to your campaign, launch a new campaign, track your sentiments of customers' social media, whether it's positive or negative. So if you're working on a new product, maybe we got Office 365 on your phone or whatever, and you want to broadcast it, great. Now you have the ability to build a campaign in CRM, start getting some activities. You can start seeing how positive it was or how negative it was, depending on some feedback. Also allows you to, what you can do is stay on top of your competitors. So you can start monitoring what your competitors are doing. So if your competitors are starting to advertise or market in a certain area, and it's kind of hard to search, Twitter, Facebook, and blog entries, you can actually use social media to monitor competitors' reactions in areas, and that might help you out to either, go more strong in that area or stay away from an area, or it may give you an avenue to say, well, this particular competitor doesn't do X, but we do Y, and this is why we should move forward with our product. Handle customers' issues before they escalate, so you can provide real-time customer satisfaction, address the customer issues at the source, turn a bad one into a good experience. So again, if that person is complaining on Facebook or Twitter, you have the ability to react to it. You can contact them and say, I noticed you had a bad experience. What can we do to turn it around? Because people look on the web before they'll even contact you. Think of all the things you do before you make a purchase. You're looking for maybe a contractor to come help you. You're going to go scour the web and see what people are saying about that contractor before you make a decision. So it can happen to your company that you're working with. If someone has a bad experience, people are looking at that, and you have no idea that you could have possibly new clients because they're looking at a Facebook or a Twitter complaint that you're not addressing. So this could help address some of that avenue. Now, again, all this has to be posted externally. So, if it's a private Facebook, you're not going to know. If it's a public tweet, it's a public Facebook, the system will start trolling that information for you. So there's also a gallery of social listening and charts. Gives an example of each social listening charts and some ideas. So we're going to go through that. Okay, quick summary of posts. So this will go through an analytics summary, details of how many posts are showing up based off your search topics in your category. You'll also see the sentiments that's being associated with your topic, positive, negative, or neutral. What language? You can compare your social channels. This is actually pretty good. Are most of them coming from blog entries, Facebooks, Twitter, videos? Where are your sources coming from? So you can start going down the avenue of saying, wow, look at all this information on Twitter. Well, maybe we should focus more on Twitter because that's where our audience is. Maybe it's more Facebook, so you can start focusing in that area. Check your daily buzz with your topics or categories. See the total number of posts and the average number of posts per week. You can also change the time frame. We'll go through that. Trending reports. See how the number of posts is trending over time. Trend changes compared to the past 5 times, days, weeks, months, most current time frame. Is what you're interested in trending? And compare where your posts are coming from, where your volume is, the voice of where people are complaining or they're interested in. Is it Twitter? Is it Facebook? Is it blogs? Is it videos? I can almost say today, most of your stuff is going to come from Twitter and Facebook. Most people aren't going to blog about it or create a video about it, but if you're trying to find interest in a product or see what's going on, maybe somebody is doing a blog and maybe somebody's doing a video. Who knows? But I would say most of your stuff will come from Twitter and Facebook. Compare the number of positive and negatives or neutral posts. So you can do a comparison of them. Are they positive? Are they negative? Or are they neutral? Neutral is basically the system couldn't decide are they positive or are they negative. Okay. You can go through and see the top 5 languages with the most posts. English, German, French, Spanish, and Italian. If you're asking for my help, I can help you in English. My languages in other areas, not so good. Like I said, I got a .NET development, so I can tell you some .NET languages, but nothing with other languages. So I'm very good at that. All right, volume history. So what this is, every day it's going to start trying to figure out what posts are happening per day. So you can start getting some trends of what's happening over time. So you can see that 19th, nothing. The 20th, we got 1. I'll say the 21st. Oh, look, the 23rd, we got 3 posts. Then it went back down. So maybe you can do some data analytics as to figure out why it went up and why it went down. Maybe it's a Saturday. Maybe most people are doing this on a Saturday. Or, maybe it's a Friday or a Monday. You can start getting ideas of when most people are talking about you and your company, and that way you can focus on when to advertise marketing efforts. Okay, so you can see when the changes in sentiments occur. So you've got, this one talks about convergence 2014. Is it up or down? And then basically you've got your average. So your average is 10. So you can see how it goes up and down per. The sentiments vary among sources. And again, sentiments, are they happy or are they sad? We got a little smiley face and a very neutral face, like, I'm not really happy or sad, I'm just kind of there. You can compare the number of posts and negative posts. So are they happy, are they sad? But it's a way of graphing some of that information. This graph talks about none of them are negative, all of them are positive. And then it'll actually start going through and seeing recent posts. So now that I've got all this great data, I'd like to actually see the post they did. So the tool will actually show you the post, the URL, the length, the information, and you can click on it. It will open up that record for you. So then you can see what they may have tweeted about. You can see key influencers, see which people are mentioning your search terms the most, find the details, the number of posts, the author, share the voice, and the trend. So if you're looking at this, maybe I'm looking at this and going, you know what? There's David Liu. He's very positive about what I've done searching on. I should reach out to David and contact him. Maybe we can have a conversation and maybe we can move forward on some new business. So look at a way of possibly getting more leads or keeping existing clients happy, retention, by using this tool. Okay, so then we have more resources. So there's the Social Listening Help Center, how to set up social listening. They got some really good ebooks and some more videos on top of what I have presented so far. Then we're going to go into a demo. And of course, we're going to do a demo. And of course, if you have any questions, you can always contact us through our website and info. And then we're going to deep dive into the demo a little bit. So today's webinar is not a very lengthy webinar, but hopefully you guys will get a lot out of it. We still have more time to go because I'm going to give you a demonstration of how the actual tool works. And we can move from there. All right. So launch my tool. All right. So I have a listening product. Now, let's talk about a little bit about this tool. Whether you're online or whether you're on-premise, the social listening is in the cloud. This will never be an on-prem solution. This is a cloud solution. Now, you can integrate this with your CRM system. I don't currently have this integrated with ours, but I will show you where you could. And then from that, you can do dashboards and all kinds of information based off of the search results into CRM, so you don't have to go back and forth to social listening. This one is strictly social listening by itself, which you can purchase. I believe if you have so many licenses with Microsoft, it becomes a free product. If you don't have enough licenses, it goes from the $65 to $100 per user. So it's not $100 on top of your $65. It just replaces that $65 with $100. So instead of paying $65 a month, you're paying $100 because you get basic CRM as well as the social aspect of it. So it's very cool. You don't have to have all your users. You know, you could have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Doesn't really matter. So you can pick and choose. At the moment, I'm the only one in the affiliated company that has access to this because, you know, I am demoing this. I'm trying to get familiar with it. And then as we go through, I'm going to be working with all of our people and saying, all right, what do we want to start going with? All right. So before we show you this, I know you're looking at this, I'm going to show you. We'll log into my CRM system real quick. I'll show you from a settings point of view. Where you can find the social listenings. So under settings, you're going to go to administration. Under administration, you're going to see Microsoft Social Listening Configuration. If you are in the cloud, so Microsoft hosted, you're going to be able to go there and it's going to basically allow you to grab your social listening website and you can put all this stuff in here. So it's going to basically pop you a link. You're going to go to your portal, so portal.office.com. You can go there and you can actually configure and set up your social listings. We can also help you out affiliated if you have questions on how to set that up and how to get it all working. If you're on-premise, you have to be running CRM 2015 to get it to talk to your CRM system. But you could run social listing by itself. It doesn't actually have to be tied into CRM. So I believe you can run it by yourself if you're not running 2015. Because right now, I've got an on-prem CRM system and social listening. I've got them tied right here, but I can access the website directly without actually doing it from CRM. Okay. So here I am on my social listening, and the first thing I see is this nice big round. This gives me information based off my search topics by a range. As you can see, it's 211 to 217. Today's date, of course, is 218. So, like I said, it's not something that will show real-time information because once you set up your search criteria, it starts gathering that data and posting it to our social listing area based off the buzzwords or keywords that we had put in. So I did some fun ones. I did one on football, and I did one based off the affiliated company just to kind of see, what kind of information I'm getting. I could see my buzz. So the buzz shows how many posts were found in your current data set, calculated trend based off buzz time frame in the past 5 time frames. Trending shows how many posts were found in your current data set. We calculate trending by comparing the buzz and your time frame in the buzz in the past 5 time frames. So is the information that you want to search trending or not? Now, you probably heard the word a lot. It's how excited people are using it. Are people forwarding it? Are people talking about those keywords? What's happening? So then over here we got some analytics. We can see my overall. Remember the charts we talked about? I can see this talks about the overall. The blue is Facebook. The orange is blogs. And the red are news posts. So like I said, Facebook and Twitter will primarily be a lot of your information. Now this one's particularly about blogs. See the number of posts per day. So I got 71 per day. Whether they're 100% of posts share voice, what's the trending, what's the buzz, location, and language. Now, and of course sentiment. Now what I did is I strictly focused on the English language because that's really all I really care about. Or what I'm looking at from a demonstration point of view, just focused on the English, and I'll show you where you can tailor it. Also did some stuff on football. So as the football, I can see, look, I've got some positives, I have some neutrals, and I have some negatives. So based off my key search, I could find out, what the sentiment would be. And then over here, I could see the company. So some fun things I was doing for affiliated. All right. There's also a way in here you can do keywords and search as well within the data that's already been put in there. All right, so under analytics, we can look at the overview. So we have home and overview. Let's take a look at overview. So this talks about the overview, the analytics summary, kind of a larger picture of what's happening. So the volume of your posts, number of posts, as it goes up, as it goes down, topics by your source, Facebook, blogs, and over here I can see we've got one video post, a lot of Facebook, news, and blog entries. Based off your language, again, I'm focusing strictly in English. We can deep dive more closely into the sources. based off Twitter, Facebook news, blog. So I can remember we talked about your top 5 authors. This will go through and start finding your top 5 authors based off what people are talking about. We have news, so we can see Huffington Post, SB Nation, SB National. Over here we have blog entries, so who are the bloggers? And look, there's one video and who it is. Based off this information, you can use this and find out, again, existing customer, not so happy about your product, or maybe you have some potential leads that you want to work on. Okay, under analytics, we have the sentiment. And then our location, looks like I didn't quite get the sentiment set up, but that's all right. All right. We'll let this load. Okay. Remember we talked about language and everything? We've got our map. Now if I look right there, I'm going to make the map just a little bit bigger. I can start to keep an eye on where a lot of my traffic is coming from. Oregon, West Virginia, Pennsylvania, and Washington. So I can start to see what's happening based off of this information of my map. So if I look at the author location of the 5 posts, I can see where they're located. Great way of getting some information of maybe there's an area people are focused on. Over here, we can define based off of your top 100 authors. This section we talk about posts, all the posts that have been happening. I can start to look and see the information. Remember I talked about football. This talks about the 2015 NFL draft, still 2 months away. I can start looking at the information if I wanted to. See the author details and the source. You can select it, you can export it, you can delete it, you can highlight it. All kinds of fun things we can do with those. Okay, under the Facebook pages, we can define specifically on Facebook if we wanted to. Over here we talked about adding alerts. So remember I talked about the alert section. We can actually create an alert by adding alerts. We can do basically by a name. You know, is it a post alert? Is it a trending alert? Who would be notified? You know, so as you go through, you can define some of your alerts, and then you can define how sensitive you want it to be. Okay, in the settings section, everything within a basic social listing, you have a monthly post quota. So what does this mean? If you wanted to search everything in the World Wide Web, Microsoft's not going to let you do that because there's a lot of data out there. So as you start adding criteria, it's going to let you know the possible numbers of posts. And you kind of pay for the post. Now, you can always expand it. You can pay for more, but on the basic level you get 10,000. So when you're playing with your search criteria, you got to be careful with it. And I'll show you some examples as we go through some of that. But you can see how am I doing overall. The number of posts today, expected post volume, and I can see, how am I doing for my overall monthly quota. And then I can see based off my searches which one is getting larger, which one's not. So that's under Quota Manager under Settings. We have User Preferences, English, default time frame, what's your date format, things you guys can change. Search Topics. All right, so this is where you define your search criteria. So let's look at my football one. First thing you do is you give it a name, just an overall name, and you can put a category. Is it accounts, campaigns, competitors, contacts, leads, products, things like that. Football doesn't really fall into those. It was just kind of a fun one to do. And then over here you can add a criteria. So over here I decided to search for Peyton Manning. So he is the quarterback of the Denver Broncos. So I put in the keyword of Peyton Manning, and I'm inclusions of football. So I want to search for Peyton, but I also just want to focus on football. So as you guys are defining keywords, you can include things that are necessary to be in there, or you can exclude things as well. And then, so what I did here is I decided to go with blogs and Facebooks. Don't really care about Twitter, videos and news, and of course English. So I can define my key search, and I can define all this information. So again, if I wanted to, I can add a few filters. So we will go back to our search topics and look at accounts. So if I look at accounts, I can have fun in here. So I can look for anything that had affiliated in CRM, affiliate IT strategies, our ARES group, Microsoft CRM, Columbus, Cleveland, Cincinnati, doing some fun things. Let's say I'm going to create a new one. So I'm going to go back to my search topics. I'm going to add a new search. We'll call this Microsoft. Okay? We'll put that in account. Add a query. Okay, so what do I want to search by? All right, I want to search by the word CRM. And I'm going to look in blogs, Facebooks, Twitters, and news. That's really what I'm going to look for is just the word CRM. I'm going to hit save. Microsoft is going to let me know going, whoa, your search query is approximately 111,409 posts on Twitter per month. This will exceed your quota, so please narrow your searches. So now that I've done that, I have to narrow down my searches. So I can do CRM 2015, see what we get on that. Okay, so now I'm in there. So basically what this will do is this will search the query that's approximately that much per month based off CRM 2013. Then I could say, you know what, I could focus on Columbus area, or I really want to focus on Ohio. So I can do CRM 2015 in the state of Ohio. And we'll just change the name so I know. Save the query. So what this also tells me is, well, your search criteria selected approximately 0 posts on Twitter per month. So as it did some old searches, if I did CRM 2015 in Ohio, it didn't really find much. Maybe I want to change it to just Columbus. See what it is. I still got 0. Let's take it out for now, and we'll just save it. We'll just search for anything that says CRM 2015. All right. Let's change the name as well. Save that. Sorry, go back to our search topics. We should see, there it is. So you can also see the date it was created. I can go back and take a look, and I can see. Now, because I just added this, we can go back to our analytics. Try to look at today. Let's take a look at, there's football, there's CRM, there's the company. So today, I've got 26 posts. Microsoft, I've got none because I just set this up. So as I mentioned earlier, it could take time. Don't expect to get a lot of data right away. It's something that could take, maybe a couple hours, because now that I've set it up, moving forward, I'm going to start tracking this information as we go through. Okay, let's go back to more settings. Take a look and see what we got. Okay, we can talk about location groups. You can define certain locations, like North America, South America, Middle East, European, so you can add a location if you wanted to. Talk about solution defaults. So this would be solutions that would go into your Microsoft system if you wanted to. Facebook pages. You can add certain Facebook pages if you want to do some analytics against it. Blocked content, so you can hide posts that contain certain keywords. Blocked sources, so if there is a website you do not want it to search, so God forbid one of your search criteria ends up going to a very bad site that you don't want your company to look at, you can block that website so they're not seeing that analytics. It happens. Sometimes certain keywords just end up popping up. You can block certain keywords or key websites. This is the allowed domain, so if I wanted to make sure I can integrate with my CRM system, this is what I would need to add to make it all work. And this also gives you your solution URL. And over here you can do user management. So you can define who your users would be, what's their role to access the CRM system. Because they can be an analyst, they can be a power analyst, and they can be an administrator. Administrators are the ones that actually can configure and set up the CRM system. The analyst and the power analyst, those are the ones that can really do some configurations and customizations. And we'll go back home and let's see if any posts had come through real quick. You can also pick a custom frame if you wanted to. No, nothing so far. It happens. All right. So again, today that's what really the focus was around the social listing product, was to give you an idea of what tools are out there, what products are out there. And this is a brand new product from Microsoft. It's been out maybe about a year or so, and I think it's going to be a powerful tool for you and your company. If you have questions about it, let me know. Overall, it's pretty intuitive. There's not a lot of features and functions to it. Basically, you will create a search criteria. Microsoft goes through and starts trolling the World Wide Web, and will start giving you some data analytics as what happens. And then you can start doing stuff with that information. So hopefully you had a good time learning more about social listening. If you have more questions, please reach out to us, and we're happy to help you. And again, we appreciate your time. And next week we're going to be talking about case management. So hopefully everybody can talk more, come next week, next month, and we'll learn more about case management. So thank you, everybody. Bye-bye.